welcome to the weekend. Preston Dunyan here with your Friday Dogcast, February 18th, and we have a weather story told in a couple different acts this week. In my opinion, the most mundane. Here we are, still kind of dominated by the ridge today, looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for most locations, but if our friend the sun there makes more of an appearance than expected, we could see these numbers like 48 in Seattle climb to the other side of 50 degrees. But for the most part, a very, very quiet day. Maybe a few showers isolated around the region, but nothing too impactful. Just another classic February ridge day, and we've seen a lot of those so far this month. As I said, very, very typical day here. We're going to top out around 50 degrees in most places, and that is just on average with our SeaTac Almanac. And our overnight low didn't get very cold this morning because those clouds had us socked in, really keeping all that warmth from yesterday from radiating away from the surface. So we've only swung about 7 degrees from the low to the high today, and those records themselves not that dramatic either. So February 18th, maybe it's just a mundane day throughout history. But mundane is not the story for the rest of the weekend. We are looking at several impacts, all because of our friend here, this low pressure system up in the Gulf of Alaska. That's going to move down into western Washington and give us several different rounds of action. The first one being those rain showers that you see kind of on the front here. These clouds will bring some rain, and it will still be fairly scattered on Saturday, but they will be more impactful than any of those really isolated showers that we've seen throughout the past week. So that rain's going to continue to build up, especially into Sunday. That'll be our really rainy day there. And then into Monday, this cold front out here is going to move in. And as that moves, it's fairly slow. It'll kind of drag through western Washington. And as it does that, that's going to bring those temperatures down a whole lot. But as you can see on the other side, not a lot of moisture behind the cold front. And so as that moves through, we'll stop seeing that precipitation. And so our chances of snowfall are fairly marginal. But it is fairly likely you'll see some flakes flying. Not very likely anything accumulates. But we'll see another taste of winter here, especially on Monday for the holiday. And here's a look at that graphically for the weekend. Light showers on Saturday, fairly breezy as that storm system really rolls in. The rain gets steadier on Sunday, and then our temperatures start to drop off into Monday, and you see some snowflakes mixing in with the rain there. That's what you can expect. In some higher elevations, you may see some light accumulations, but nothing's expected to last because we will see that really marginal setup where there's some rain showers, there's some snow. It really depends on the strength of those bands of precipitation. If we get a strong band, that can really drop out that snow. But for the most part, not expecting anything too dramatic in terms of snow. Just a nice little glimpse at the winter that we've been missing for a couple weeks here, with the ridge saying that it is the boss of the western region of the U.S. Now, on the backside of that cold front, highs topping out in the mid-30s, which is absolutely ridiculous. Puts us about 15 degrees below our average high here in late February, but it will be cool and clear, right? Not a lot of moisture there, so it's just going to be a blue, bitter day, and that's the beginning of the story for the rest of next week because that's going to continue into Wednesday and Thursday. Here's a look at our snow levels, and as I mentioned, the snow is going to really start to arrive here into Monday and into Tuesday, but by Tuesday we don't have a lot of moisture. But Sunday night into Monday, that's when you really could see some flakes flying, even at low elevations close to sea level. But as you can see here, these are still not super high snow levels into Saturday and Sunday. So when we're seeing rain, we're going to see some snow at the ski resorts across the Cascades. And look at this. This is building up. This is the next 48 hours, looking into Sunday around noon. And we've got some locations over a foot there. Stevens Pass, Mount Baker, both getting over a foot of fresh snow. And because this is just Sunday at noon, we know that it's going to be rainy throughout Sunday. So these numbers of snowfall in the mountains are going to continue to build up. This is nice and necessary. We've seen those snowpacks kind of drop off from where they should be compared to average just because we had such a dry stretch here. And although it's not really necessarily something for concern at this point, it is nice to get back towards those more complete snowpack numbers. Taking a look at the full 7 days ahead, as I mentioned today, fairly mundane. A little bit rainier as we get into the real weekend, and then our bonus day there is some bonus winter weather. We're going to see some temperatures dropping off, and especially overnight. Take a look at some of these lows in the mid to upper 20s most nights, and our highs topping out in the upper 30s. So again, a dramatic cool down behind that cold front, and by Thursday we're starting to warm out a little bit, and you see some clouds returning, and so that might be an indicator of our weather returning back to normal. But for the most part, looking at a very, very cool weekend a cool week heading into week 8. So if you're out traveling, as you can see, those snow amounts are going to be really dramatic over the passes, so we would recommend getting out early, especially before noon on Saturday would be a good target if you're trying to travel to eastern Washington just to beat that snowfall and not get stuck as it starts to build up over the mountain passes. We hope everybody has a safe holiday weekend. Enjoy your 3 days off, and we'll see you back here for a very wintry Week 8.